At the heart of Wall Street are 5 of the biggest U.S. banks: Chase, Bank of America, Citi, Goldman Sachs, and Morgan Stanley. These banks likely tower over the city you live in, and they likely hurt you in 3 ways. First, they profit at your expense. Say you're part of a 2-earner household with an income of $70,000. Each year you put away money for retirement, and each year Wall Street takes a cut. What most people don't know is that by the time you retire, Wall Street's cut will grow to an average of $155,000. That's the equivalent of 2 cars, 2 jet skis, a family trip to Europe, and 10 years worth of groceries. The problem is most Americans don't realize these fees exist or know about better investment options, so Wall Street continues to happily extract this money from us. They also profit by trading exotic derivatives, which Warren Buffett called financial weapons of mass destruction, because they're often just amplified bets that can shatter world markets when they go bad, as they did in the last crisis. This enormous and unregulated market is concentrated in these 5 banks, which means if you're a customer here, they're gambling with your money. And then there's all the profit Wall Street gets from criminal activity, a list that continues to grow, and yet no executives go to jail. How are they getting away with it? Here's the second point: they've captured Washington. Since 2008, they've been fighting off reform with a tag team of over 3,000 lobbyists, outnumbering the lobbyists who oppose their efforts at a ratio of 20-to-1. Plus, political contributions from the financial sector have more than tripled since 1996, and it now gives more money to politicians than any other industry, more than big pharma, agribusiness, and defense combined. They also enjoy having a former Wall Street lawyer, Eric Holder, heading the Department of Justice. All of this allows Wall Street to commit crime without prosecution and marginalize the rest of us. This brings us to the third point. Not only have these banks drowned out our voice in Washington, they're also bigger than ever. If we take just the top 3, we see prior to the 90s they had only about 10% of total US bank assets. Since the mid-90s, that number has grown to over 40%. So Wall Street has ballooned in just the last 2 decades. What's more, by international accounting standards, these banks, Chase, Bank of America, and Citi, are now the biggest in the world. They were considered too big to fail in 2008, and now they're bigger. This means they have more leverage than ever to bribe politicians, demand bailouts in the face of a crisis, and squeeze the rest of us dry. Fortunately, we don't have to wait till the next crisis. Together we can make Wall Street simpler, safer, and smaller. For more, see our ebook, which explains each of these points in detail, and visit toobigHasFailed.org.